welcome back. We are here for the Between Secrets in Lavender, episode 11. We open on a prologue scene where we rewind a little bit from where we were from last time. And this is happening the day before, where we left off. And Dr. Charles was crying in the street, bemoaning the loss of his lab. And the people from the aid station were looking on curiously. And Laurel Walton is showing the passerby and the interested folk the masks and, passing out some of the aid that they were providing. And Madelancholy approaches Dr. Charles and says, "What seems to be the problem?" And Dr. Charles is like, "My lab. My beautiful lab. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. My work. It's all gone." And he is crying into his filthy hands and pointing up at the wreck that is the upper tenement that has been essentially collapsed. And Madelancholy puts a hand on Dr. Charles's shoulder and says, "Come, we might be able to find some place for you. A shelter, possibly a use for your services." And Dr. Charles looks up with streaks of tears running across his filthy face, with a little bit of hope in his eyes, and also a crazed look shining under his brow, as we fade to black, go into our theme, and we open back up into Hargrave House, where we left off Felix. And Felix, you were last seen entertaining Constable Short, who was being very reticent about why he was there and wanted to speak to you specifically. And finally, saying why he needed to talk to you. What did you make of that? What he told you?
Of his confession of wanting Constable Lansing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my first thought is, how can I turn this to my advantage? I mean, what does he expect? Am I dressed in priest clothes for a confession? Is he expecting me to interfere with another hunter?
That's all you know. You haven't asked him anything else, or you know, made any statements or anything like that. What would
Yeah,
you like to
Felix
say?
Felix seated in that big comfy chair, uh just looks down on him. And what do you expect to give up for him?
What what can I give? What can I give? I,
What makes you beautiful? Short. What gets you up in the morning?
to a sense of duty. Just performing my duty to the constabulary and, well, my my fellows, specifically to, well, those I respect, like Lansing.
Ah. And you would do that for the rest of your life without any prestige, without any power, without any personal wealth. A spirit du corpse is your main motivation in life.
Don't know how to say it. How would how would I approach him? How would I?
Ignore him. If your offering is good enough, then I'm sure he'll be willing to come along. But what are you willing to give? What is that most beautiful thing that gives you drive in your life? If you don't know it, if you don't know yourself, then congratulations, you're like most of Londinium. But you'll find the answer in time. If you're willing to cross the threshold that he has.
What? What do you mean? And he leans forward.
And Felix will stand up so that he has to fall back off balance. I need an attendant. I need somebody who can assist me in an investigation. He's made his choice for the betterment of London to assist Hargrave House in things that are beyond what Scotland Yard would have you do. He has decided to go and risk everything to fly in the face of Inspector Pettigrew, Detective Inspector Pettigrew. Are you willing to do the same in pursuit of him? In pursuit of your commitment to the people and to your fellow officers?
And by doing that, you think he would he would look at me? And he looks so excited at that prospect.
Felix says nothing and simply extends a hand down to this man who is on the ground with a quiet, satisfied smile.
And he starts to smile and he starts to, like, reach for your hand. But I'm going to say that as he does, his hand, the skin on his hand starts to crack and bleed.
How does he react to that?
With horror. Like, he starts looking at his hand as it starts to reach for yours, and it's like, what's happening? And, like, he starts to scream in pain. Um, this would be a. This would be a. How should I put this? I'm trying to debate whether I want to do this as a day move or a night move.
Ooh.
Because this is essentially the Coven working through short. Yeah, let's do a night move because this is going to get this is going to get worse.
What am I afraid of? I'm afraid that he's going to grab my hand
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to act as a conduit
Mm-hmm.
for whatever hinky business the Coven's going to do.
Yes, that is going to be bad, but to make it worse is that not only is he going to be a conduit, but I mean because you wore Mordecai's clothing, you're also tied to Mordecai in a way.
Okay.
That's just kind of how they found you. Association through Hargrave House, as well as wearing his clothing and impersonating Mordecai. So, whatever is affecting him that goes through you, if it goes poorly, it will also like start to seep and affect Mordecai.
Okay. So short. So just so I understand the stakes, short probably lost cause at this point, but if he manages to grasp me, not only will whatever they do affect me, it'll propagate and affect Mordecai wherever Mordecai is.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
That's how it gets worse. Yeah,
Okay. Uh, so clearly I would like to resist that.
for sure.
Um, hmm. Uh, what am I rolling?
Ah, that's a good question because I mean, like again, this would be like, you know, sensitivity or composure or, vitality to get the hell out of the way so he
I would
doesn't
say
grab onto you and,
I would say
touch you?
composure. Like Felix is being very cool, very not responding under pressure, not having that jerky fear response. Is most beloved going to affect this?
Of course, because that's one of the reasons why it's also, like tagging
Ah,
onto you.
okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So 3d6, take the two lowest then.
Unless you plan on using a personal quarters item to mitigate that. So,
Hmm.
yeah, most beloved is a bitch, man.
You're pushing me towards that take it away real fast. Hmm. Yeah, we'll take the 3d6, and if I need to mark a mask, I'll mark a mask.
Okay. I mean, we want to see it. We want to get more
Yeah.
on
All right.
Felix. So yeah.
Whew. Okay. That is a 7. Oh,
Okay. Oh,
wait. +2 is a 9.
okay.
Darn.
Still,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So you're still like mixed result. So as he like scrambles, like sees this in pain, screams, and tries to grab for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you succeed in not either letting him touch you or it doesn't affect you as as badly?
Um,
Because you can see like his skin starts to draw, it cracks and bleeds, and he is like, it looks like he's starting to be drained in front of your very eyes.
I think well, there's a complication though, isn't there? Because it's a 7 to 9.
But I'll mention that
Okay.
after. Yeah.
Um, I think today's wardrobe had a nice set of gloves. So
Yeah.
as he's grabbing, my hand just slips out of it, and he's left grasping this silk glove that's of wonderful finery. And I don't know what happens to this guy.
Oh, God. Yeah. So um, I think it's not so bad since it's like, it's not the full on miss or whatever. But I mean, he is drawn. It's like he has lost like 10 years. Or I should say, like,
Oh,
he's gained 10 years, is what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
so yeah, I mean, like, his skin, like, from his hand over, like, cracks and bleeds. And it's like moisture is just drawn out of his face, and he just gets gaunt and, like, kind of shriveled looking. It's like, what happened to me? And yeah, I mean, like, he's just, like, aged, like, so badly within just a few seconds. It's like, I hurt. What is happening?
And Felix, maintaining his composure, just looks at it in curiosity. Who have you been speaking to, Constable? What did they promise you?
It's supposed to blind. And like, starts to like get choked as he gets dried up, and he just like slides to the floor, like completely unconscious. But like, yeah, he still has that drawn, desiccated look, aged. I mean, he's alive. He's just really,
Yes,
yeah.
it would be much cleaner if he had died.
And like Nora comes in, and is like,
Oh,
oh my,
good,
what,
you're
what
here.
happened? Uh,
You're
Miss,
familiar with spellcraft?
yes. And then she comes over, and then like,
Don't touch him.
I wasn't going to. It's been husked, drained of moisture. Uh,
What will you do, Nora? This was someone that was set up by an opponent of Hargrave House. motivated by personal ends and desires, to subvert this house, to subvert your master, to put you in danger. Will you save him?
I need to. I mean,
Do you?
what do you mean?
What
Why wouldn't I?
what do you owe him? I already opened up by saying that this is a threat.
But if he was an unfortunate go-between or victim, why should
Who opted into it? He chose a side and he's paying the consequence.
If Mr. Laurence and Chai hadn't stepped in, then I would be like this. This would be me, but worse, possibly dead, because of that thing that's out in the garden. You're saying that I should just leave.
I'm asking you what you're going to do. And if you're going to act, I want you to be clear with the reasoning for why you are acting and not reacting. I believe Mordecai would have you review that, to always respond and not react. But do what you like, and Felix will turn to leave the room, giving her the privacy to make the decision, with a small smile on his face, since he sees clearly where Nora is leading.
Did you leave your glove or gloves, behind?
Oh, yeah. What, you think I'm gonna go grab it from the, juiced guy? No.
I mean, I'm sure she's going to, use the gloves to,
Yeah.
handle him.
Conveniently, there's a set of gloves that would allow for her to help him.
Sure.
So weird that Felix would just leave something like that.
Of course.
But, yeah. Just coincidence.
This is, that and of course, wardrobe amassed from, how many years and decades and such. Jeez, centuries.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. So, I mean, you leave Nora to it. Question before I move over to Mordecai. What's your plan? What do you plan on doing, upon leaving them?
Finding where Mordecai is and giving him a heads up that the Coven knows where Hargrave House is and they're moving people against us. So find Mordecai is plan number one.
Yeah. And then, I think as you leave, you hear, a creaking sound as if, it seems to be coming from Constable Short's body, even though still unconscious. And that's the mouth is creaking open. The camera pans and sees this. And Nora is putting on the gloves and she sees this as well. And the mouth creaks open and it's we hear, "Hello, Gabriel."
Sufficiently creepy. Well done.
So, anyway, you know that Mordecai was planning on calling upon Mrs. Pemberton-Potts this morning. That's what you...
Guess I'm getting a new pair of gloves and then making my way down the street. Because of course she lives right around the corner.
Yeah, down the street.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
I mean, she's our neighbor. That was the first thing we knew about her. She's our neighbor. Yeah. And that's probably just a coincidence.
Totally coincidence.
Totally. For sure.
Somebody's got to live there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Belgrave Square, okay? I mean, you got some swanky neighbors, all right?
Exactly.
All right. So how is, just before I get to you, Mordecai, how is Felix feeling after this encounter?
Little shaken. Lots of complicated feelings. Proud of Nora. Disappointed that he sort of lost a toy in short.
You don't know that yet. You don't know that yet, because if she manages to save him,
that he's going to be so grateful that I was able to allow somebody to take care of him. He's even more desperate now. Like, it's so rare that you find somebody so easily desperate and manipulated.
You don't know. We'll see.
So I don't know, a little disappointed that there's this consequences for his actions, honestly. Because the Coven is trying to attack him because he was going around in Mordecai's outfit. Does Felix know? Like, would he have pieced 2 and 2 together, or?
Yeah, because I don't think he would have. I don't think Felix would have suspected it was like, partially because it's like being so most beloved, but I think it'd been mostly because it's like, the whole idea that it's because you impersonated Mordecai and that's like why they tagged on you.
Yeah, so definitely looking to find Mordecai and say, they're your problem. You need to deal with them and keep me out of it.
I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
No, but saying. remember, he's entitled. He's self-centered. He's sure. Like, look at all the problems I have made. You need to fix this.
Yes, well, Mordecai will never force you to wear my clothing again.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, right. Okay. So as Felix does a costume change and like leisurely makes their way down the street, Mordecai, you have come to Mrs. Pemberton-Potts for a call.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Constable Lansing there talking with Laurel Walton behind Madelancholy, who has opened the door to you.
I will take note of this, but Constable Lansing certainly is not beholden to me for an explanation or anything like this. I will nod curtly in greeting if that happens. And then I will, of course, I have manners, so I will, of course, greet Miss Walton, Miss Walton, and present the flowers I brought.
Wonderful. Mrs. Pemberton-Potts will be very glad to see you, Mr. Laurence. Please come in. She'll be in the foyer in just a few minutes. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable.
Yes, I will look for someone to take my parasol and my coat.
Madelancholy will have done so, at the door. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll kind of look at you curiously when he does so, like kind of like that measured look of like taking your
measure.
Yeah, pretty much, like as if sizing you up, literally.
I will look at him myself.
Blinking.
Also,
yeah.
Looking over and I will raise one of my eyebrows because I can do this. Curiously, like anything you want to say to me.
You sense arcane power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Within Madelancholy.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm not here for a pissing contest, so I will not address this at that point.
I mean, he's just going to be very polite and take your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then put him on the hooks and whatever, by the door, and then show you as well as Ms. Walton to the foyer. I mean, yeah, they live here. I mean, like they're Mrs. Pemberton-Potts' wards. So.
There's wards. I know. I think I will on the way to the salon where I'm being led. I will say, excuse me, sir. I do not believe we have been introduced.
And then he'll do like that whole take one arm and then just kind of like right at the waist, like do a small bow as he kind of like shows you with the other arm like towards the salon. It's like, Madelancholy.
Yes, I've heard your name. I think maybe we'll have a chance at conversation at some point. I believe we might share some interests.
And there's a small smile playing on one side of his lip as he says, "At your pleasure."
We're going to look forward, not very absolutely as bow, and then I will move on because I'm here to see Miss Pemberton-Potts.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And she sweeps in just a minute or two later with the little tea service, and like Laurel's like, Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, you just need to wait for me. I was just making sure that Constable Lansing was attended to in the hall.
No, absolutely not. You know I love to make sure that my tea is exactly so. Absolutely.
And then she pushes the little cart, and she's so tiny compared to the other two that it's ridiculous. And she just makes sure that everybody's comfortable. Please sit. So if you haven't already been seated, then she just makes sure that you sit.
I will rise obviously when she enters.
So don't stand on ceremony on my account. Please, sit.
Oh.
And then she makes sure that everybody sits, and then she'll attend to them. But Laurel will get up, of course, and then just make sure that everybody has a cup of tea and a little biscuit or whatever to go with it. And then just make sure everybody's comfortable. And in fact, she invites Constable Lansing to sit as well.
Okay.
Isn't this cozy? Oh, this is lovely. To what do I owe this wonderful visit from you, Mr. Laurence?
Well, I believe you invited me to come and visit at one time. I thought it would be unneighborly to never accept that invitation. I have brought you some flowers, Miss Walton. I think I've put them in a vase.
Oh, lovely.
And she just kind of looks, takes a look, takes another look, keeps that smile on her face. And then when she turns to you, that smile turns a little bit sharp, as if, oh, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, Mordecai smiles back at her totally blandly, yeah, I know you know. It's fine. Let's pretend. Let's all pretend to be gentle people here.
I mean, she's smiling, everybody's being very polite, and Lansing's the only one that's kind of I don't know what's going on here. This tea is lovely. It's great. But she's
the bouquet is absolutely beautiful. Did you make it yourself, or did you have someone send for it and in the florists?
Oh, yes, I sent for it in the florists. Exactly that. I have no great skill at making bouquets as lovely as those, and I thought for you, Miss Pemberton-Potts, I would only avail the greatest services because you have been so kind to us so far.
A beautiful gesture. I appreciate it so much. Please have some of the tea, and please do not skimp on having some of the cake as well.
I will not. And what kind of tea is it?
A tiny paint the scene. What kind of tea is served? Or I should say, she is the type that is so neighborly that she wants to make sure that everyone feels extremely comfortable in her home, regardless of status or circumstances. So, you, who is used to such finery, as well as Constable Lansing, who definitely would not be, she wants to make sure everyone is, having a comfortable and enjoyable experience here. What kind of tea is in your cup that would give you the most pleasure, that you didn't what kind of flavor? And it doesn't even have to be an actual tea flavor, but what kind of flavor do you taste that makes you feel like home?
I think I will modify this a little because home is a little tricky, but this is a complex flavor. There is some black tea in it, but I think it tastes of mystery. And Mordecai can pairs most of the components, but not all of them. And then some of them are probably things that Miss Pemberton-Potts has seen in our kitchen. She's been there. She's watched Mordecai drink the tea that he likes. But this is a little different. Just there's something in there that's very interesting. And I think Mordecai will remark on this, that this blend is quite extraordinary, and that he would very much like to know what was in it, if this information is actually known and can be shared.
It's a special blend that I've come up with through the years. A collection of different herbs, spices that I have found through my travels.
Oh, interesting. Then I can taste the Darjeeling, and there is some hint of pepper and cardamom, I believe.
Yes. You have a fine palate. Very admirable.
Well, I am a tiny bit, not to your level, clearly a tea aficionado.
And Lansing is like sitting kind of uncomfortably in his seat, like, you know, on the other side of Laurel, and like just kind of like, you know, kind of like this tea is quite wonderful. And it, like, just trying not to be like so basic, you know, because he can't taste like these flavors that Mordecai can, you know, just like.
Oh, I think Mordecai will twist the knife just a little bit, you know, and look at him and say something like, well, Constable Lansing, what is your favorite tea?
And he just kind of like mumbles in the cup. Breakfast.
That is an interesting answer. Constable Lansing, breakfast.
Well, I mean, you can imagine, of course.
I mean, and this is where Mrs. Pemberton-Potts turns to you very delicately and says,
you can imagine that, of course, a constable would be always on their feet and always just kind of dashing off and not even being able to taste half of this thing. Oh, goodness.
I see.
Don't blame them one bit.
Oh, no. I was just thinking maybe Constable Lansing, if you are a guest in our house again, we will provide you with a variety of teas.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. That's one of the reasons why I had invited Constable Lansing here. I had heard about the escapade that had happened last night, I believe, and then Constable Lansing had let us know about the little spot of bother that Detective Inspector Pettigrew had brought to his attention this morning, and it might be that Constable Lansing may not be a constable much longer. And, well, I had offered, since I have the room here in my home, that Lansing could be a boarder in my home for the time being.
What a lovely idea. So I believe we are to be neighbors then.
Yes. I think it would be quite interesting if this is something that he plans on pursuing as an alternative to serving the city in the constabulary, then serving Hargrave House, of course, then also maybe perhaps not quite being with the rest of you. It might be crowded in your domicile.
Oh, our domicile is fairly large. And if Miss Fletcher, I think I would leave this up to Miss Fletcher's decisions, though. I think the constable and Miss Fletcher have struck up quite a friendship.
That would be another reason why perhaps Mr. Lansing would not want to be at Hargrave House.
And she looks at him quite kindly, like, you know, as if, like, you know, like, you know, like a motherly concern kind of thing, or grandmotherly concern.
The look of the thing, you understand. The propriety. I mean, if they are of an understanding, perhaps it's better that he be more away, and they could pursue a relationship from a respectable distance. That's right.
Miss Pemberton-Potts, I am sure Miss Fletcher will appreciate your concern for her reputation. That is quite admirable. to be thinking of our concerns quite this deeply. And I will thank you for it, from my heart.
And she just smiles.
I give her a smile that is a little sharp. I think she will notice that.
Oh yes, and she just gives you that very grandmotherly, like nodding smile. It's like,
of course, anything to be helpful, of course.
Yes, I know. You are quite a well-informed lady, Miss Pemberton-Potts. I admire this greatly. And you care for London, do you not?
I care for the people.
And this is where she kind of like slows down her speech, and she looks at you very carefully, and when she says that,
I care for the people, Mr. Laurence.
But what is a city without its people?
Exactly. What is the city without the people? And the people and the relationships that they form, the connections that they have with each other.
Yes, and the emotional weight of these relationships. There's almost a power there.
Yes, there is. And the loss of such could be devastating to some.
Well, I'm sure that you will do your utmost to prevent such loss. And we of Hargrave-Potts, of course, are also in our own small way providing a service for the people, are we not?
And then she says, after she takes a very delicate sip of tea without looking away from you,
are you?
And this whole time, Laurel Walton and Maglasang have been watching the back and forth and just staying silent. But it's almost as if they're like taking notes, like, you know, in their head of what the exchange has been between the two of you. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know.
And I think Mordecai will then turn to a more, let's say, conversational topic. I would like to know what the room looks like, actually.
What the room looks like? Sure.
Yeah, we're in our house. What is there? Because usually in Victorian rooms you find something to talk about. Like, what is this lovely doily? Probably not what Mordecai will eat with, but you know what I mean.
Right. I mean, okay, so I mean, like, okay, like another paint the scene where, I mean, like, you know, you've been shown into her salon, like, you know, like but it's okay. So in general, I mean, like, you know, the place where the sitting room where people are shown, like, it's usually for impressing guests, but again, just like the tea, the room is set up to be of comfort, like the utmost comfort and welcome. What do you see here, or what do you, you know, like, what are you sitting in, or what have you, that what do you see or sense that gives you this impression of comfort and welcome? And you can pitch into Felix, even though you're not there. So this is a paint the scene for everybody, and I'll pitch in a detail as well.
Do you remember what those oh darn, they're the cabinets with like different images on each panel? I think typically they're like a religious sort of thing,
like triptychs or something.
Thank you. Triptych. She has a it's sort of a homey triptych. It's not religious. It's the Victorian equivalent of a Live Laugh Love, with little like portraits of family life, of comfort, of just like this is what normal is. This is what a reminder of a happy life should be.
I think it's more in the smells, because there are flowers like everywhere. not like super obtrusive or anything, but
Mhm.
there are little flower pot there. There's a hanging flower pot over there. There's a little tree over here, and the blend of smells that they produce is really like just this warm produces right this warm feeling, like freshly baked bread for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and things like that. Maybe a little smell of tea, things like these. And there are also little paintings of flowers on the wall. They shouldn't smell, but somehow, you know.
Yep, exactly. I'm trying to decide whether I want to give this to you for free or if I want to like make it not quite so obvious just yet. Give me a second. Let me take a look here. Okay. So this is not quite so obvious yet, but I think like there's also in on one of the walls, like all the colors are very harmonious. Like between the flowers, the furnishings, all that kind of stuff. All the colors are quite harmonious and warm and just cozy and intimate. Not cold or off-putting. And then on one of the walls, besides the flower portraits and such, or the triptychs of like home life and such, there's like a beautiful portrait of Victoria with like a rue plant that's painted like near her, but she's in a stately seat, but there's somehow like the colors and of the expression on her face, it's like it's quite like quite family oriented. I can't describe like how the picture should look. Like by this point, like by the mother she is, like like a very comforting presence, basically. But that is what you see here. So everything harmoniously coming together to just kind of like give a nice warm welcome.
Yeah. So maybe I will like talk about, and I just want to get a conversation going with the goal of just trying to figure out if I can figure out something about her goals, because what she was talking about, the whole thing was caring for the people. Maybe let's talk about the queen a little, because there's a portrait of her, and that's always a good topic for a conversation between adults. And I feel that it might even make Lansing a little bit more comfortable.
Information move, please.
Yes, that was what I was going for. And I fear I have to roll this with presence again, huh?
Unless you can either like not do it by conversation, so you could do reason instead. Like you have to parlay it, so you're using a stat in such a way that you're not using presence.
I think what Mordecai wants, he wants to get a conversation started, right? So people to talk, and then try. I mean, Madelancholy had these arcane things going on with him, and he tries to sense if there's some kind of connections that are not of the physical world, let's say.
Okay, fair.
Some
All right.
roll with sensitivity, I guess.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Hold on. So Mordecai, sensing, sensitivity, info move. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see where this goes. Oh, I think I'll have to use a mask for that, because I do not want to have a favor.
What is it?
It's a 6.
Okay.
It's a 6. I cannot roll information moves.
Okay.
That was a really bad move. Really bad roll.
I will give you a hint about the best thing to do with witch dice, which is what I do when I roll an inevitable. Okay. You have to take big swings. Witch dice appreciates big swings.
I know this. I know that. I know that. But I mean, I'm here in the lion's den. I maybe should have phrased this a little different.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so what mask are you taking? And then
I think I will take one of my own masks, because I guess, let me see, unavailable, darkness threshold. Possible passage. Oh, that gives me a better No, I don't want to reduce my reason right now. I guess I'm just going for the mask of the past, right?
Okay. The next one in line, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And you don't have to narrate it just yet. I mean, like, you can wait.
No.
Okay.
No.
So 7 to 9 instead. So, like, you're just putting sensitivity feelers out, like, for, like, sensing arcane.
Yeah.
Anything specific? Like, are you, like, aiming for a threat, or are you... Because you can only do, at this point, you can only do the Coven or Spider Silk Seamstress right now.
Okay. I think I will aim for the Coven in this instance.
Okay.
So I might need to steer the conversation to people and organizations who turn into being zealots for goals that might be admirable, but and then, I mean, this is a good conversational topic anyway. Yeah, about this whole thing. Well, we were talking about helping the people and stuff like that, and Mordecai will observe that in his experience, there are sometimes people will have these admirable goals that will overshoot, will become too zealous, and then start hurting themselves, or fight those they don't need to fight. And just make this a conversation mainly.
Okay.
Speaking, Mordecai is really trying to speak in the theoretical, like this could happen, right? Like the conquistadores in the South Americas, for example, they might have had admirable goals and spread Christianity, yet murdering tons of people is maybe not the proper way to go about that.
Right. I think in some of the as you're talking, or like, you're relaying the stories or what have you, and then, like, she's kind of discussing from her perspective as well, like, from some of her travels and such. Maybe I think you start seeing, like, some movement out of the corner of your eye, and you're trying to make it very surreptitious, like, as you're looking, like, as you're thinking of, like, more details of your story per se, right? I think you are starting to see, like, between the triptych stuff, like, of the home life scenes, as well as the portrait of Victoria, what you end up seeing is that, like, all of the people in these portraits, you can start to see them slowly move, and they start to point east.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. But you don't break off. You just see them do this, you see, like, you see them, they all do this, like, slowly. And like, you keep your composure, and, like, it's like you're doing it or whatever. Like, I think maybe, like, as you're kind of, like, wrapping up the conversation a little bit, what's the word? Like, rounding out the conversation in an interesting way, like, you're talking with this Pemberton-Potts, trading stories and such like that. I think maybe at this point, like, when there's, like, a slight lull, and like, she's urging on more tea and cakes and stuff, I think this is where Madelancholy will probably lean forward to you, Mordecai, and say, "Those are interesting tales. I was wondering if you had a few moments before you headed back to Hargrave House or your morning errands to have a few words with me."
Of course.
"With your leave, Mrs. Pemberton-Potts."
Oh, of course. Please make sure that you take some more cake and some tea. You can go into the other room if you'd like. Magda sang, maybe you'd like to show Mr. Laurence the library.
Of course.
I think Mr. Laurence peeks up at that a little, because library, always interesting.
Always. Yeah. So it doesn't get complicated yet. It will, but I mean, I'm just saying, this is where we're gonna go.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over to Felix for half a mo. Yeah. So Felix, you are on your way to down the street. What does your outfit look like right now? You know I was gonna ask. Come on,
I know. I'm just trying to figure out how. Probably his standard like very very fancy peasant garb, well-fitting pants, simple linen shirt, shoes that are just a might bit too nice for the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Let's give him a hat. Let's give him just the biggest, jauntiest top hat we can.
Jauntiest top hat. Oh my god. Wait, and this is with your peasant garb?
Yes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
I don't know. Would we call that avant-garde? Maybe.
I mean, you're doing strange things with clothing. I mean, it is what it is. It's fine.
In Victorian society.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm gonna say that as you make your way down the street and then you approach Mrs. Pemberton-Potts' house, and then you're kind of like just looking around or whatever, I think in an upper floor, you catch a glimpse of somebody at the window, like on an upper floor of her house, and you see an uncommonly beautiful face. It's a man, but I mean, like, he's uncommonly beautiful. I mean, like, he's wearing glasses and he's just staring down at you, like you know, behind a curtain, like just looking down as you approach.
This isn't one of her wards that
It is.
we've met. It is. Hold
It
on.
is.
We've met Maglasang. It's not Laurel. The doctor?
I did describe him as uncommonly beautiful.
Okay, fair enough. Haven't seen that guy since we had to get rid of a dead body. Cool.
Mordecai's not going to pay attention to how he looks, so
No. Somebody else who understands how difficult it is to be the most beautiful person in the room.
But yeah, he's staring at you from the upper floor.
Okay.
Before he twitches the curtain closed and
make my way and knock on the door.
Yeah. And okay. So, you knock on the door, and this time it's Laurel Walton who answers the door for you, Felix. Oh, Mr. Ocasio.
Laurel.
Ms. Walton.
I'm here for Mordecai.
Ah, yes, Mr. Laurence had stopped over. He is in conversation with Madelancholy for a few minutes. Would you like to stop and have some tea and cake?
I don't see any reason to. I have nothing to say to Rose at this moment. Thank you.
Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, you are getting quite familiar.
I'm just being neighborly. Would you prefer that I knock on the door and ask for a cup of sugar the next time we're trying to sweeten our coffee or something?
Only if you need it.
Wonderful. Also, is there a reason why the good doctor is stalking the halls above and watching people as they cross the street?
Dr. Holzer likes to look out the window. Is that a problem for you? I thought you liked attention, Mr. Ocasio.
I do. I just thought it a bit odd. He seemed more outgoing, more social, more...
I'm not sure if we're talking about the same doctor.
Fair enough. I don't know very much about my neighbors. I'm going inside now.
Please come in.
Wonderful.
She makes her way aside because you are so pushy.
Yeah, I am just the worst. I not paying attention to the Victorian social cues at all.
Oh, sure. I mean, but then, like, you know, Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, like, you know, comes up behind her and says, "Oh, Mr. Ocasio, how are you today?"
It's been a bit of a rough day, Rose, if I'm to be honest.
Oh, no standing on ceremony for you. Would you like to come in for some tea and cake?
Oh, Laurel already invited me. Unfortunately, I believe there's a bit of a situation back at Hargrave House, and I do need Mordecai's attention at it.
Well, Mr. Laurence is over in the library with Madelancholy. Laurel, go see if Madelancholy is done speaking with him, please.
And Laurel will just kind of like have a annoyed look on her face and just be like,
Just coming in terms of the fact that everyone's just going to call her by her first name now.
And then, she'll go and turn and go down the hallway. And then Mrs. Pemberton-Potts is like, again, tiny as anything, but she's looking up at you like quite friendly like. And it's like,
we'll just wait here and then see. Are you sure you can't stay for some tea and cake? Mr. Lansing's here.
Is he now?
Yes.
And Felix will take his hat off.
Lovely.
A spot of tea does sound amazing.
Please, it's special blend collected from all of my travels.
Really?
I think you'll find it wonderful.
It's nice to see that there's some decent hospitality, Rose.
Please. Come.
As we're walking, do you happen to know anything about our neighbor or the recent visitors into town?
Well, there's many visitors into town, of course. I mean, London is...
But in our social circles, Mrs. Pemberton-Potts.
You must be more specific, of course.
The Fellowship of Dreamers.
I was the one who did tell you about them. I considered them more entertainers, of course.
Suffice to say, they're a bit more than that. And I'm wondering if you knew.
Maglasang has a bit of a talent for sniffing out such people with more than a bit of charlatanesque skill. But not sure exactly what their aim was, except for what they told me, which was to find that specific person that they were trying to locate.
Well, quite the motley crew that they made contact with. Plenty of stories I could share with you.
Well, I mean, as you know, they had contacted some of our, acquaintances. Did they give you any information? Because I know that some of the socialites are not quite all the way up there when it comes to having much in their frontal lobe, shall we say.
A couple of teacups short of a full set, I'm sure you would say.
Yes, I would.
Reginald
Please.
was simply a dear and talked plenty about obelisks and pylons and lighthouses and everything.
I'm sure he did. Did he show you more than he should?
No, thankfully not.
Got it.
And we'll sit down at the table. And is Lansing still there, completely out of his depth? Everyone, I assume, just left him at the table alone.
Yes, he's quite he's quite uncomfortably like finishing up his tea, and then he's finishing up like a mouthful of cake as you walk in, and he's like almost.
He's just like
Yes.
Constable.
You hadn't heard. It's Mr. Lansing now, apparently.
Odd. Another constable paid a visit earlier today. Felix will take a seat and slide forward his teacup.
And she pours it out.
Who was that?
Oh, no, a mutual acquaintance of Lansing and mine.
Was it the whiskered one? The shortest fellow? Kind of stomps round and has that unpleasant expression upon his face. What is his name?
You had it right in one, Rose. Constable Short.
That is his name. Oh.
Sometimes the name predicts the person.
Sometimes.
What, are you saying that a rose by any other name wouldn't be as sweet? This tea is wonderful, by the way.
You are the loveliest ever.
And she just kind of like simpers a little bit in your presence.
And Felix knows that he is dealing with a very dangerous individual, but at the end of the day, she benefits nothing from killing him here now.
No, of course
so
not.
Why not flirt? Why not play?
Of course. And yeah, I mean, and Lansing just kind of continues on and says, "Why did Constable Short visit?"
And Felix takes a sip of his tea. It's a bit of a personal matter.
Is he all
Seemed
right?
like he was preparing to follow in your footsteps.
Really?
Stopped short, though. Harmed in the line of duty.
What happened? Is he all right?
Time will tell. That's actually why I'm here. And Felix will take a slice of cake from Rose and thank her.
Yes.
Take a bite.
It's quite delicious, like seed cake. It's kind of like a combination, like pound cake with kind of like multi-grain, but I mean like it's like sweet seeds and all this kind of stuff. I mean like it's
Rose, is this one of Laurel's works, or did you have or does Maglasang have a secret skill he hasn't shared?
They all take turns.
No.
They do. They provide services as part of their rent, I guess you could call it. As a as a way of saying thanks.
Oh.
For boarding here in my home.
Is that an expectation of all your boarders?
Yes, I mean, if they can, I mean, to provide not only, of course, the monetary payment, but also, I mean, some kind of service to provide supplement to the household, of course. So cooking and a little bit of cleaning. I mean, Laurel is my secretary to provide administrative work for me to make my life a little bit simpler. And Dr. Holzer, of course, takes care of my health.
Yes. And we do appreciate so much that you and Laurel have been able to provide so many of these complications that have been going on about.
Complications?
Oh,
Whatever
well,
you speak of.
Well, of course, that little business at Little Blackbirds or the Jenny Johnston issue.
Well, I mean, Little Blackbirds was because of my friend, Mother Mallory, and I know that Hargrave House does provide service.
Of
For
course.
strange occurrences.
But I know, and I'm thanking you. If it weren't for you and your wonderful canary-like voice, then we would have no idea of the dangers in London. We might have someone knocking on our doors violently or casting spells through innocence and the like, trying to attack members of Hargrave House.
Oh, that would be quite awful.
It would be so awful. And Felix will look over at Lansing, hoping that he gets the hint.
And he just kind of like looks over at you and says, and just kind of like frowns and like kind of like gives you that raised eyebrow look of his, like as if like, and doesn't mouth it to you, but like his eyes say, "Did this really happen?" You know.
But thankfully, we have concerned citizens like yourself, good neighbors, good proper British neighbors, to keep an eye out.
I do my best. I try to keep my ear to the ground and try to keep all the feelers and well, provide any help that I possibly can. I mean, within my resources, of course.
Is that what makes you beautiful, Rose?
It is one of the things, Mr. Ocasio.
Thank goodness, somebody who realizes that they're allowed to have more than one thing that makes them beautiful.
As you do you. You realize your own worth as well, don't you?
Felix's smile gets a little bit fragile there for a moment. Well, yes, of course. What you see is what you get.
I think much more than that. You are not just a beautiful face. You are of value to your compatriots as well as someone who provides opportunity.
And the smile gets a little bit sharp at that. Yes. It's always about opportunities.
Always.
And where is Mordecai? Surely this conversation with Madelancholy has been going on long enough.
Cut over to the library. So, he settles you in the library. Paint the scene for the library of Mrs. Pemberton-Potts. This is not the same as Hargrave House, because we well know that Hargrave House is a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So the library, of course, is like of a completely different place and time. But Mrs. Pemberton-Potts' library is more of what you would consider of a Victorian staple. What of her library gives you the indication that she is not only well-traveled and well-read, but understands that there is other worlds possible to travel?
Like other realities.
Correct. What do you see in her library that indicates that she understands other realities are possible?
Oh, she has 3 completely different manuscripts of the modern Prometheus. Like they're all written in the same hand. They're all bound as the same copy, but they're different stories, different prose around that same theme.
What else is in her library to indicate that she understands there are possibilities of different realities? And it doesn't have to be books. It could be other things as well.
Yeah, but I think there is a tapestry on one of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where you're standing in the library, it depicts different things: a hunting scene, a wedding, a magical ritual. You really need to be in the right spot to see that. And it looks a little. The colors are a little muted, so you wouldn't usually look at it like all the time. Like you wouldn't. It's not on the nose. That's what I'm saying. But if you're perceptive, yeah, there's something off with this thing.
Sure. I think there's it's not a mural per se because it's not on the walls, but on the floor. There is a particular pattern to the wood because it's like hardwood floors with barely any carpet runners or anything like that. There's a particular pattern on the floor that seems to change and show that there's like pathways to kind of lead you to different shelving, and it changes depending on what you're thinking of looking at when you go to a different shelf in this library. Even though it's not very big, it's just the pattern seems to change on the floor. Yeah.
Interesting.
But anyway, this is where Madelancholy shows you, and maybe there's a couple of high back chairs and tiny tables, so you can kind of sit and read. But yeah, I mean, he will kind of indicate a couple of chairs that are next to each other or like facing each other to sit.
I will take place and look at him expectantly.
I'm glad to finally get a chance to talk with you, sir.
Yes, there are quite a few chances for you to talk to me. And I'm not, this is sarcasm. This is very heavy sarcasm because he's been around our house, right?
I know that I could have spoken to you, but I chose to speak to she says she's your apprentice, Nora.
She's my student. We share interests.
In any case, I wanted to finally ask if it would be permissible to pay court to Nora.
I'm a teacher. I'm not her father or her legal guardian. She's a grown woman. Is this not a question you should address to her?
Understood, but because of things that I can do, it would be more polite of me to ask this.
What kind of things might you be referring to?
He spreads his hands, and you notice that he has his sleeves buttoned down all the way to his wrists, which is unusual.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, he's not wearing a jacket or anything like that over them. Like, it's a bit warm, so, and especially because he's at home, I mean, maybe he would normally, like, kind of, like, fold them up or whatever, so, like, they'd be raised a little bit, but nope, he has them firmly down by his wrists, so this way they're covering up his arms. And he will say, have you ever really thought about the origin of power?
I've thought about many things.
My personal belief is that power comes from within and without. And some know how to control it with the finesse of a song. And as he says this, his hands move in such a way that you might recognize. And there's a book that's on like a low table, like near you. And as he's moving his hands, the pages of the book start to flap and move, as if someone is turning the pages, but without anyone being anywhere near them.
Mordecai suppresses an unkind thing to say, and will say, well, that might impress some, yes.
I was not trying to impress. I was merely trying to show.
Well, and how do you achieve such a feat?
I have knowledge, but as I understand it, you too have some knowledge, and I wanted to ask if it would be permissible to pay court to Nora, because
yes.
I did not want to.
You did not want me to feel that you were pilfering.
Correct.
Yes. I appreciate
that is
the
not
thought.
my intention whatsoever.
No, I appreciate the thought.
I am interested in Nora for companionship. It is never going to be my intention to be her teacher.
Well, as I said, it is her decision, not mine. She's a grown-up person. I think, just as a player question, what do we know where Jai is? Do we just gloss over the fact that she was there, or can we still say, hey, she was Jai, she's Jai's?
You like as characters, like I don't think anybody knew what happened to Jai. Like since like she went into the the sewers of Miswell.
I mean, she's capricious. She might just up and left. But I will say to him, maybe you would want to talk to Miss Jai about this, though. I think she and Nora had quite a relationship. However, I still believe it is, in the end, it is Nora's choice. If you want to pay court to her, I will not stop you. I will say, however, that I do care about her, and I feel at least a little protective.
Understood. And as for Miss Jai, I can say that I believe she has found her way home.
Oh. Interesting. And how can you say that?
I was able to offer her a door.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Wow. Well, that leaves that question answerless, doesn't it?
And I had asked Nora, and she seems amenable to seeing me again, but I wanted to speak with you and make sure that that would be all right.
Yes, as I said, I am not interested in controlling my students' romantic relationships.
Some would. I know of some
I know.
teachers
Yes,
that would.
I'm quite aware. I have that. Having no interest in such things myself, I do not feel it is it is not my area of expertise, you might say.
And he just looks at you curiously, and then says, that could be dangerous for you, having no ties.
Or do have ties? Ties do not just come from romantic relationships, magazine. Or are you telling me that you have a romantic relationship with Miss Pemberton-Potts?
No.
And do you not have a tie to Miss Pemberton-Potts?
I owe her. I owe her much. She saved me, and I cannot thank her enough for it. That in itself is a tie. Yes.
Indeed.
But
regarding him with some interest and speculation, I'm not saying anything.
And I think at that point, that's where she'll start knocking at the door, and then I'm just gonna say, she says sarcastically, it's like Mr. Laurence, Mr.
Yes.
Ocasio is demanding your attention.
Mordecai laughs like, yes, Mr. Ocasio can be very demanding at times. I will free you from his presence. I apologize if he intruded.
Intrusion doesn't even describe it, she says, when you open up the door to the library.
Ah, did he insult? Did he give insult, Miss Walton?
He gave too much familiarity, Mr. Laurence.
Many people would be rather interested in familiarity with Mr. Ocasio, I believe. So many of them that I think, sometimes he thinks that is his due. Do not pay him over much mind. Yes, I will accompany her and rescue whoever he's rescuing from Mr. Ocasio, or not if it amuses me not to.
I think Felix and Mrs. Pemberton-Potts are laughing and just talking about some general city stuff, and Lansing is there. I know, trapped with a face of anxiety since we were talking about, there's something going on at Hargrave House, but there's nothing we can do now.
Well, right, but it'd be Felix is not giving him any information aside from what he hinted at, and it's he's on tenterhooks now because he wants to know, but you're not saying anything, and you're just talking with Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, and it's come on, man, give me some info. So you see Mordecai come into the room following Laurel, and Laurel has this look on her face that she's trying to school into a more professional look, so you don't see how annoyed she is at you.
Yes, I think Mordecai will look at you and say, Felix, I have heard that you were looking for me. You found me.
Yes, Nora required your assistance, and so I thought I'd make a merry jaunt over here and get her teacher.
I appreciate your support.
Yes, I'm motivated by nothing but kindness and concern for my housemates.
That is how I know you.
I think even Lansing, like, like his eyebrows go way up, like both of them, and just like.
But alas, Rose, this is where I do have to say goodbye.
And Lansing pipes up. It's like, do you need my help? Is this something I should accompany you for?
And Felix will turn very slowly. The choice is yours, Mr. Lansing. The door of Hargrave House is open, but you are under no obligation to follow.
You still seem to have some tea in your cup, Mr. Lansing. I doubt we will not be so rude as to tear you from our gentle hostess.
Oh, he's like
yeah, the choice is his. He's not
sure, but he can just stay. Mordecai's like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, well, of course he's been torn between like the guy who's like, it's like been tempting him, and then like the guy who definitely has made certain he knows it's like, no, I don't really want you around. It's like, God damn it. I think what'll happen is it's like, when you two go off, he's going to make his apologies or whatever, but he's going to chase after you like a few minutes later. So, I mean, like, he will eventually follow, but
as we're leaving, Felix will, after saying his goodbyes to Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, thank you, Miss Walton. I appreciate your assistance in securing my compatriot. And I wish you a lovely day.
You as well, Mr. Ocasio.
And we'll leave.
Yeah. And then soon after, it's like, you're going to hear pounding footsteps, and then like, Lansing will follow.
A citizen's patrol. How lovely to see you, Lansing.
You wouldn't tell me what had happened.
The walls had ears there, although I suspect that she'll hear soon enough.
Will you explain to me what happened, dear Felix, or should I remain
I
in the
can
dark?
explain to you how you owe me a new pair of gloves, but as for the particulars, I think that Nora would be a better descriptor of what's happened to Constable Short.
I would be very interested in finding out why I would owe you a pair of gloves. Felix, you take my gloves anyway.
Because Constable Short is currently suffering from sending a message to Gabriel.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, thanks for bringing this to my attention.
Of course.
Who's this Gabriel? What is this message? And like Lansing's like kind of towering next to you both.
It does not concern me.
It does, in fact, concern him. The reason why Constable Short was involved was because of his fixation on Mr. Lansing here.
What?
You're quite the inspiration, it seems, of many sorts of feelings.
I think Mordecai lengthens his strides and leaves Felix and Lansing to whatever.
Oh, he's just going to run ahead? Okay.
Yeah, not run exactly, but like...
Stride.
Oh yeah, no, he's power walking.
Yeah. Sure.
There's this feelings talk. No, not interested.
No.
We'll stride ahead with Mordecai. Like as you power walk through, and then like you burst into Hargrave House, and like you sense what's happened, and you find. In the foyer, whatever the hell, salon, or not the salon.
We actually, no, it wasn't the kitchen. We pointedly went to the one place we never have guests.
No, the one place, because like, of course he's going to show Constable Short to that spot, right?
Oh,
exactly.
Felix.
Right. So anyway, right, dusty area, and then like Nora is like using like Felix's gloves to handle, Constable Short's body. She's laid him out, like his unconscious body, in like a like kind of like a formation, like she's put like a protective circle around him, with like some of the implements, like definitely salt and some iron filings and all this kind of stuff. And she's kind of set it up as she's looked at, like she looks up and sees you coming in, Mordecai, and says, "Oh, I'm glad I'm glad you're here. Like, do you have her call you Mr. Laurence or Mordecai?
No, I think Mr. Laurence. I will call her Miss, whatever her last name is.
Allenton, I think is her.
Allenton, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Mordecai is not that informal.
Okay, I just want to make
sure. He's informal with Felix because you can't help it, right? That's why he's the first.
Felix is informal with pretty much everyone, and it's catching.
Yeah. And I think that also spilled over to Ellie, but everybody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. So she's Mr. Laurence. Oh, good. I don't know if Mr. Ocasio had said anything, but
Mr. Ocasio was as informative as usual, which is not bad. He was complaining about his gloves.
I've had to use them. I didn't dare touch.
It's
constable.
Fine. We will get Mr. Ocasio the finest gloves from the finest hat maker in London with bells on them, so we can hear it coming.
And she just shows you, like, with her gloved hands.
Yes.
He's been husked. The moisture's been drained from this poor constable's form. He's still alive, but he's aged considerably.
Okay. Yes, I can see that. That is not something we can easily undo. But let me think. Let me think what my move can do.
Yes. I wanted to put a protective circle around him to at least prevent any more damage.
Yes, that was good thinking, Nora. Well done.
Thank you.
I will now. I will use my own skills that are very specific to me, as you know. I will try to banish that curse.
Okay. Right of salt and smoke?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Rolling with sensitivity. Hold on, let me just see something, because I don't remember if you have anything on you. Nope, you don't. Okay, so you're good.
I don't think so. I don't have conditions.
Nope.
Yes, I think I will use one of my personal quarters items. I think I will use the small leather bag with charred bones.
Okay.
Because they've also been kind of desiccated. They've been charred. No water left. So I think I will try and draw this curse into these bones. They will shatter or most likely fall apart. What's the right word for something falling into becoming dust? There's a word. I'm pretty sure pulverized. Dissolve.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so they will just fall apart.
Okay, so basically you're trying to do this curse thing, banish this curse.
Yes.
Okay, sure. And this is with a personal quarters item, so you don't have any conditions. So this is with advantage.
Yes.
So 3d6, take the 2 highest plus your sensitivity.
Yeah. Okay. And I think Nora knows Mordecai well enough to sense that he is really worried about this, right? Because I'm doing a curse from these people. I knows these people. And
did you tell her about the...
No.
Okay.
No.
And then she says, because just before you do this, like as you're setting up, she says,
and the body, he said something very strange. He said, "Hello, Gabriel," in a deep voice, but he was still unconscious.
At that the little pouch with the bones, Mordecai nearly loses it. Like it falls down because he's like he's got an electric jolt. Like, should have led with that. No, thank you. I guess I have to talk to them.
3d6.
Yeah.
2 highs plus sensitivity.
Yeah. Thanks for making this high stakes for Mordecai now. Which dice? High stakes, you remember? You know what to do. No, you don't. Oh, it's a 6. Well, no, it's fine. It's a 6 and 2 is an 8. So it's a success.
Okay. All right. Okay. So mixed result. Okay. So basically, you pick a complication from the doodad.
Yep. Okay, I will banish curse from a person.
You do? Yep. Just what's your complication?
I think it feels that I will take a condition.
Okay.
That feels like the appropriate thing to happen here.
Okay.
Because I think Mordecai is a little out of sorts, maybe.
Yeah, I mean a little because you
Yeah.
just heard the thing.
Yeah.
Just before you do this. Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So I think he's not overly cautious about what he allows his spirits to do with his body.
Right. Exactly. I don't want to give you a plain one, but I'm having trouble considering like what to call it. So I mean like right now it's just anxious. Yeah, that's your condition.
I like that. Mordecai doesn't, but I do.
Nope. Yep. So. All right. But tell me what it looks like when you succeed, like when you banish the curse from Constable Short.
I think what it looks like is Mordecai lays out these charred bones or in a circle around them within the protective circle that Nora has drawn. And then he will take a very deep breath, call on the spirits, take off his own gloves, which he wore because for a visit, right? And then reach out and touch Constable Short. And I think the spirits will come to him, and I think what happens is that the curse transfers in a way to Mordecai with this touch. But the spirits are within him, right? So they can just bat it out. That is not very pleasant. I mean, you can almost feel the blows that come kind of from within that punch the curse out. And then they kind of, these little bones, they just start to crumble. And that's the word I was looking for. They start to crumble into dust. And I think the floor beneath them, that was hardwood, right? That also starts a little to desiccate. So I think we have these markings on the floor afterwards. But the curse is drawn out. And Constable Short, I don't think this solved the whole aging thing, but he's no longer as desiccated. He might be very thirsty though.
I think Constable Short will cough and and like he'll wake. I mean like he's not as aged badly. Like, you know, like more life comes back into his form as more moisture goes back in. But he still looks gaunt. Although he does have like a kind of like, it's hard to explain. Like, you know, now that the moisture's kind of gone back in, he's not as bad looking, I guess. I don't know. So there's a gauntness to his face, and like there's like some gray in his like more gray in his hair. But you know, he wakes, and he kind of like his eyelids flutter open, and he just says, "Please, water. Please, help."
I think Mordecai's just sitting down, spent a little, and waves to Nora. Yeah, water, please, come on. But he doesn't speak right now.
Right. I mean, like, and she pulls she pulls like from like a pitcher that like, you know, she probably had with her at one point, and then like, you know, she'll pour like water for both of you, and she'll help Constable Short sit up. She'll give you a mug of this stuff, and you know,
please, you must not drink too quickly. We have a place for you to at least rest for a little while.
And then she looks up at you, Mordecai.
Will you be all right, Mr. Laurence?
I would love some tea.
I can do that.
And then yeah, I mean, like, you know, we'll close out on that for a second, and then we'll head back to Lansing and Felix taking a little bit more leisurely approach to Hargrave. So what do you say in your minutes to walking over to what the devil is going on? Why is he rushing off? What is
A better question is why you were at Mrs. Pemberton-Potts's abode.
I essentially got sacked.
Pettigrew?
Pettigrew had found... Detective Inspector Pettigrew had found out that I had accompanied you all on that mission last night. Did not approve. Said that I would get myself into more than a spot of trouble by getting involved in Hargrave House's business, and essentially said that I could see myself out. And I was in the midst of looking into this business at Miswell Hill. There was a tenement that had collapsed partially, and I had met up with Ms. Walton, and she had said that her mistress, Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, had available rooms and possibly work for someone like me. And made the point of the whole propriety thing. She did make good points about that. Be unseemly for me to be at Hargrave House with Miss Fletcher if, well, I was to pursue something with her, and he's smiling shyly about it.
So, at your lowest point, someone just so happened to come across and give you a lifeline, the perfect lifeline, in fact, and provided you a number of reasons why you should stay in their abode, and tempted you with various opportunities, personal and professional, so that you'd stay with them. Quite trusting for a constable. I would have thought your mind at least a little bit sharper, a little bit more suspicious.
Or perhaps maybe I am doing an investigation of my own for why this is too convenient.
Do you want it back?
What?
The coat. Did you like the way it fit?
It fit quite fine, yes. I don't know if that is my path, though. And I'm very grateful to you all for giving me another choice.
So what do you want?
I thought I would be locked into a life of, well, being with the constabulary for years, following the same beat day after day, year after year, and not really having any complications or changes. And then Miss Fletcher came in and made that quite different. And my decisions changed.
So what do you need, then, Lansing?
I like this possibility of a new... It seems so childish. Adventure? Of something else to explore. Investigate beyond the usual. But if that means it being more dangerous, well, I've never really shied away from that either.
That's all well and good, but it's a paltry offering. Just your life to fight against all these monsters and threats, and honestly terrifying, frightening old ladies who know a little bit too much, I could give you authority. I could give you detective inspectors beneath your authority.
How would you be able to do that?
Don't worry about that. What would you be willing to give for that? To have that power to go on this grand adventure with safety, with resources.
You couldn't possibly.
I'm offering you what I've always offered, an opportunity, Lansing. What are you willing to give?
If you're saying that my life is too paltry, I don't understand how much more I could give. My allegiance, my loyalty?
Loyalty can be bought and sold.
Right. Right.
Recognize that all that is good in your life will come from me. Recognize that I will give you your greatest wish.
Like the offer this morning, it seems too easy. There's something too pat about it.
Why not treat it like the jacket, then? Go to Hargrave House. I need to make a stop elsewhere. And we'll be at a street corner, and Felix is going to go off in a different direction.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll head to Hargrave House, but like look at you, give you a give you a look with a frown as he heads to Hargrave House and just kind of like, tries to see where you're going, but then just heads back into the house. Where do you go?
Oh, I'm going to the mayor's office.
The what?
The mayor of London.
What?
As far as I'm aware, the mayor's office controls City of London Police. If that doesn't work, I'll just go to the head of the House of Lords or the House of Commons.
Okay, so in the 19th century, it was a street and open space with location of public entrance to the original headquarters of the Metropolitan Police Service of London, causing the name Scotland Yard to become synonymous with the police service.
Okay.
So Whitehall. Yeah.
So I'm going to Whitehall.
So, so if you're heading to Scotland Yard...
I guess I would be looking to speak with the Commissioner of Police then?
I would imagine so.
Cool. There I am in my peasant garb and my jaunty top hat, going to the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Service of London.
Okay, but hold on, let me see, because there's a thing specifically in the Explorers Club that I have to look up because they handle Scotland Yard as well, so they have kind of some power, some pull and power. Yeah, as you try to head in your wonderful peasant garb and your jaunty top hat, you see this is someone who greets you with a bit of a booming, like masculine sounding voice, but it's not, because when you turn and look, it's like, you there. It's actually like kind of a slender woman in a full 3-piece like men's suit. And she is like quite just up, and like she's up, like she's a peer, right? She's like she's looking quite official, and it's like, no, you're looking quite jaunty. Making the
Tip
approach.
my hat?
Yes. And she also tips her hat as well. What is your business here at Whitehall? I am Lady Winifred Wheatley Grainworth.
Is she of a higher authority than the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Force?
I own Whitehall Palace. I have some considerable influence upon their operations. What's your business?
I'm going to extend my hand to my follower and use giveth.
Okay, so hold on. Lady Winifred Wheatley Grainworth.
Oh,
You can just copy paste.
A hyphenated name. Nice.
Oh yeah. You give a thing. You give a PQ item, I believe, and say how they demean themselves for you. If you're doing giveth, are you doing giveth?
I'm declaring that this is a side character who is secretly a worshiper.
Okay.
And then we're not going to have her debase herself. I think just the fact that a peered lady is out in public and given a little top hat to the weirdo that's shown up at Whitehall is signal enough that she's holding someone in respect.
Right. And then you have to tell me how you scar your reflection for doing this. Yeah.
I think we go to the portrait and what is it that drives her? Like, because she has power, she has authority, she has money. So, like, what is it that, like, in her heart of hearts, she wants most in the world? I know that, like, we're literally just meeting this person, so.
Right. Heart of hearts.
If you don't know, then I can say that her face appears dancing in that circle around the masterwork Felix.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, that there are people of different appearances. One of them now is Lady Winifred in her full peerage garb.
Yeah.
Dancing alongside peasants and criminals and whoever else.
Sure. Absolutely. Like, you know, you have all comers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yes. And quite gleefully so. I mean, like, you know, it's like if she didn't have this, she'd be bored as shit. Right?
Yes.
You know. So, quite good to see you again, sir. And like, you know, she does the like the gracious bow back to you. You know, like, so not debasing, but I mean, like, you know, enough of an acknowledgement, like that is so much of a respect from a peer to you.
And how have you found the peerage that you've been granted?
It is everything. It is everything that I have ever desired.
Not bored yet?
How could I be? It is power over those who would have power in possible authority, brutality, and justice when they deign to mete it out, of course. But, yeah.
I'm here to provide a challenge to you, lady.
Ah, a challenge. Sounds spicy. What shall I do, sir?
You have been challenging mundane criminals and the like, meting out justice against mere mortals. Why not take the fight to those who are of a different ilk, a different threat, a different challenge?
Oh?
Establish a special constabulary unit within Scotland Yard, empowered to defend the crown against other threats, deniable assets. They would be able to pull from your budgets. They would be acting under your authority, but not under any official capacity.
Pardon my cheek, sir, but isn't that what we have Hargrave House for?
Ah, yes. But we can't be everywhere at the same time now, can we?
No, that's true.
And how much trouble is it to try and keep Scotland Yard out of things? Otherwise, we'll have people like Pettigrew, for goodness sake, butting their noses into things.
Yes. Yes, he has gotten his nose out of joint by sniffing out some details that he could just as easily have kept out of. I understand.
So why not mitigate the issue? If he wants to get involved, then give him a wonderful promotion to this new office.
Or did you have someone in mind, sir?
I did indeed have someone in mind as a sergeant constable.
Huh.
Lansing.
Not familiar with that name, but I will take upon any recommendation that you have as a good sort that could do the job. When could you send along your recommendation to me? I
just did. Do I need to give her an item to make sure that this gets done in a prompt and timely fashion?
Let's see. What's the thing say? Gift from.
They will do exactly what you say. No questions asked, including destroying themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like, just to complete the move, it's like I would like to have, like, you need to gift them something from your personal quarters.
I am going to give her the small painting of a sea monster layered on driftwood in a religious iconographic style with a missing steak-shaped hunk.
Lovely.
As a symbol of, if you're going to be an extension of Hargrave House, independent yet equal, let this be a reminder of what you're fighting for. A drowned guardian that guards London the same way that you do on the surface.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, sir. I can get this done today.
Lovely. And I will remove that from my personal quarters.
Yep. Brilliant. Okay, cool. And back to Mordecai. Mordecai, after you get your bracing cup of tea.
Yes.
Or bracing cups of tea, however many you need. Like Nora will have served you first, of course, and then given Short as many like water, ale, tea, as much as possible to
Yes, let's give him some alcohol so they will drift off. I do not really want to speak to him.
And then she'll put him in the servants' quarters for now. Like as
we have too
room.
many police people at this house. I do not like this. I will tell her.
I didn't want to leave him in the street.
No, that is not your fault. This was not criticism of you. This is me being annoyed and out of sorts, honestly.
Are you going to be all right, sir?
I do not know. All right. The people who are doing this, they have been my enemy for quite some time, and I eluded them quite successfully for over a decade, but now they are here, and now they are doing things to upset my life, all for the fact that I left their August circle. Well, Nora, I hope you will be safe. We should prepare some things because they have targeted people close to me before.
Who is this Gabriel?
Well, it was my name once. I don't use it anymore. But that's the name they know me under.
I see. Do the others know, sir?
No, not yet. I will probably have to tell them at some point. I've tried to distance myself from this particularly past quite vigorously, honestly. But obviously not vigorous enough, and I will now have to take care of this situation, which I will.
Well, until such time that you choose to tell the others, I will not say anything, sir.
Thank you, Nora. I appreciate your circumspection.
Thank you.
And I think he calls her Nora now because he forgot that was not something he wanted to do, but, And I think she can sense that that is more because it's out of sorts than for any other reason.
She will bow her head a little bit, nod to him. I will see to Constable Short's comfort, at least for now, and then leave you to your musings.
Yes, thank you.
If you are in need of me, just let me know.
No, I think I will have to try and meet one of those people and see what they want from me, accept my death or my submission or whatever.
Will that be safe?
No, it will not be safe, but it is not safe now, so safety cannot be had in these circumstances.
Mr. Laurence, you should know that one of the wards at Mrs. Pemberton-Potts has been calling upon me.
I know. Yes, he asked me for permission. I assume you talk about Madelancholy.
Yes.
Well, I told him that was your choice.
I do like him. I didn't want to say anything until, well, it might become an issue.
Well, I hope it will not become an issue.
No. But I mean, just in case you felt that I couldn't separate the teachings from a possible romantic relationship, which I can. I mean, I just wanted to make a mention of this because Madelancholy seems to also be knowledgeable in this sort of thing as well. Maybe he could help.
I'd rather not involve him, Nora. There is something very odd going on over at Mrs. Pemberton-Potts. She is not a friend of Hargrave House. I do not know if Madelancholy is pursuing a romantic relationship with you because of that or not. I cannot press these things, but I would advise you to be cautious with these people. They might deceive you. They might just seek to use you against Hargrave House. I do not know if this is the case.
And this is when she comes up to you and stands like just outside of your personal space, Mordecai, and says, before I went on that expedition and after I came back, I was an escort working at Little Blackbird's. I can't tell you how many people I've seen and been with. I think I know when I'm being used and when there's genuine interest in me. And I thank you for being concerned about my well-being. And she smiles at you.
And Mordecai, I don't think he smiles back, but he looks at her and says, well, I will admit that I have tried to divorce myself from human connection quite vigorously. Yet, I have found myself failing at that again and again. What I mean to say here is that your well-being is important to me. I would not see you hurt.
Thank you.
But I do not doubt your own ability to read a person's intention, which is probably way better than mine.
Which is why I worry about you, sir. Are you going to be all right? Should you go alone? If you plan on seeing these people that you say you...
Well, I will not take one of Mrs. Pemberton-Potts' words, I might ask Ali.
Please. Yes,
consider
Or God protect me, Felix.
Go with someone. If you don't want to go with me or Maglasang, at least go with one of your colleagues. To stay safe in numbers, I guess.
Mordecai gives her kind of a puzzled look, like, does she actually care about me? What the hell is going on here? But I think he will just nod, saying, thank you for your advice. Nora.
And she nods again, and then I'll leave you to it. I will just make sure that Constable Short isn't going to be uncomfortable in his recovery for a bit.
Very well. I will go and order some new gloves for Felix.
And so, if there's, anything else that you two want to have a scene upon before we end with Stars and Wishes, you can go ahead and, kind of narrate or, set it up for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to go into either a quick wrap up of day phase into a dusk, because then we're going to introduce our new player at that point, and then go into a night phase. So we're going to be seeing what you guys plan on doing, just for funsies.
When's the next time we're playing? Sorry.
Next time is next week.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm
cool.
planning on doing every week this month, because I want to make sure that everybody gets at least 2 times to play.
Okay, thank you very much for this.
Oh yeah, of course.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, I want to make sure that I didn't realize people were going to be in and out. So I'm like, let's get everybody on the table at least twice. So it's fine. Okay, so let's look at this. Just look at the threats real quick before we do wrap up and then do Stars and Wishes. So okay, so Miasma of Miswell Hill, as indicated by my prologue, is now a servant of the Mastermind.
Okay.
Sorry. Coven, you have 5 clues on a 6 complexity, and you have 4 night phases left to figure out what the hell's going on before they finish up their grand ritual. Okay, so chop chop.
Yeah.
And then Spider Silk Seamstress has nothing on the board yet, but that is the very new threat that you guys can start investigating, whenever you want. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever you want to try and do. But I will say that after next night phase, which will probably be quick too, after the introduction of the new character and such and so forth. Okay, so quick wrap up today, quick dusk, introduction to new character, quick night phase, most likely a touch upon day phase. We're probably going to introduce a new threat. Then yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster ride for next session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I mean, because you don't have enough to answer a question.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Okay. So that's basically what you got going on for next time. Does anybody want to do any kind of quick wrap up, have a scene that they want to narrate for this particular session?
I'd want to know where Lansing is, given that it seems
he headed into
Nora's...
the house.
Okay, yes, and they've stabilized Short, so is Lansing gonna keep an eye on him, or?
Yes. He's probably met up with Nora in the hallway after she came out of Short's room in the servants' quarters, and got the skinny on what happened to him.
Okay.
From her, I don't I don't know what happened to Mordecai afterwards, whether Mordecai went back to his quarters or what have you, or is pensive about it. But yeah, I mean,
Mordecai was going out. Mordecai was going to order or find some new gloves for Felix.
Oh,
as he said, that's what he's going to do. Because he said, I owe him some gloves, so he will have his gloves. I'm not really happy with owing anything to someone like Felix.
I will say that because of the whole new threat thing, it's like, you know that Hazel Beaumont does have a shop on Savile Row.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll just go there. 2 birds, 1 stone.
2 birds, 1 stone, for sure. So yeah, you can totally do that.
Given that I won't be present in the next session, I'm okay not setting up a thing.
Sure, that's fine. I mean, like, we can say that, like, you know, you wrapped up things, like, you know, with Lady Wheatley Grainworth, like, you know, kind of satisfactorily, like, for yourself, and then, like, you know, you'll be wherever you are, like, in whatever session that you're in.
Oh, okay.
Next. Because I won't know necessarily what phase we're going to be in by the time we get to your next session, so yes. I'm going to leave that kind of, like, up in the air. I want to say we're going to be in a new day session, like a new day phase by that particular point, but I can't be certain. You know, we might be in the middle of night phase. Who the fuck knows? I have no idea.
Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, that's basically how you ended. Like, you basically gave Lady like your portrait thingy with the sea monster and made her a follower. Oh my god, amazing!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm good with things as they are then.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. And Mordecai, did you have anything closing that you'd like to, like, you know, have a scene, like even a lone scene of Mordecai, like how we see him for the end of this episode?
I think he's changing in his room before going out to this weird seamstress to find some gloves, and I think he will be very careful about choosing his attire here. I think he will wander over to Felix's room at that point, because you know, he's taking my stuff. I'm taking his stuff.
Yeah,
he's
go
getting
ahead, raid
new
my
gloves.
closet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I think what I need here is some really fantastic cufflinks.
Ooh.
And I've seen some that he has of some old kind of god. Which god is it?
There are these little they're a matching set of cufflinks. One is a anatomical heart and the other one is an eagle.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I love that. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Probably not good for the liver, but you never know.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm pilfering them. He'll get them back eventually.
Oh yeah.
Eventually. I
mean, I usually get my stuff back too, unless he's ruined it. But hey, you know.
Or you just find them in random places around the house, maybe.
Yeah. That too. I've totally given up ordering my room, my clothing closet, but it's fine. I'm taking the cufflinks, and then and you can see when Mordecai changes, you can see the bruises from the ritual. Maybe like, okay, fine. I think he'll leave a letter to Ellie, actually. A pretty terse letter that just says, Lansing is hanging out with Miss Pemberton-Potts. Please avoid him being her lodger. That does not sound like a safe option. Please find him somewhere to stay that is not Hargrave House. I've had enough of police for the last couple of days. Yeah. And then it leaves a note for Felix, like, took your cufflinks, we'll get you new gloves.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god. But you will be here, Sabine, right? Like
next week's, it's the week after that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So, like, let's line it up there. This will be great. All right. So anyway, that's where we're gonna leave it for today. Yippee. And stars and wishes. So stars are things that you liked about the session, role play, gameplay, each other, and wishes are what you'd like to see for the next time you're around or for the future. to line it up for the future.
Mm-hmm. I can go first.
Yeah.
Fun session. Highlights were how you presented Nora in caring for Constable Short in his moment. Because the whole, I need to help someone in danger is one reaction, but you gave it more depth by calling back to her backstory and that being the main motivator and just like stating that out in the open and presenting it was a very good character moment. Also, harmless grandma Pemberton-Potts just always being perfectly positioned to frustrate us. Well, I'm just a little old lady sort of thing. It was fun to banter for a bit as Felix. And then Sabine, I think the biggest takeaway for me was where we had that debrief outside of Pemberton-Potts' place, where you asked a lot of pointed questions, and the moment it started getting into like feelings and like emotional entanglements, you're like, I'm done, and then you just power walk away from the conversation.
Yes. Yep. That's Mordecai. I mean.
Yep. That was peak Mordecai. So no, that's it. As for a wish, not necessarily next session, but in the future, I want to just be able to show up to a threat with a bunch of like constables and like a police loadout along with Felix, just like we have manpower this time. It's not gonna happen all the time, but for this one threat, we got it. Oh, and seeing what Lansing's response is to his new promotion and seeing how that blossoms, because Sabine was asking like, are you going to use Giveth on him? It's like, no. This one's special. He needs to opt in to this one. So thank you.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, the police force, that was a bold idea. That was a bold move. I like bold moves. I would ask that we don't have police force at the Coven, at least, because I, as a player, don't like the idea actually of police supporting Hargrave House and their stuff. That is not. I don't like that as an idea. But as a beat, but I mean, Felix has that. That's fine, but maybe not on the Coven one, because that's personal to Mordecai. Mordecai would not go out with police. Mordecai will hate these police people, all of them, because Mordecai hates the police.
Yes, no, I figured that would also be a fun entanglement of like, hate that. Yeah. Felix is like, what are you talking about? These are followers. They come and go as I please.
Yeah, well, keep them out of the house.
Yes,
Felix. Keep them out of the house, or I cannot guarantee for anything.
Understood.
We have too many cops in our house already. But okay. But I like the bold strokes, and I love the conversation you had with Lansing about what makes you beautiful, and that was a great conversation. All in all, I love the banter with Miss Pemberton-Potts from both of us. She's just so infuriating, right? And yeah, I really love that. And wishes wise, I would like to do a walk in the night thingy to attract one of the Coven next time, because I think Mordecai has realized that he needs to talk to one of them, and I'm on the fence if he will take someone with him. Because, I mean, he told Nora that he would, but then he'd have to talk to someone about this. Yeah. And talking to Nora is easy because he's her teacher, right? The dynamic of power is that he can't offer her things to know because she can't have power over him. But if he offers that to one of you, it might be different, right?
Yeah. But it could be also different, and I'm just going to offer this up, like, just out of character. Like, it could be different if, like, if one of them just happened to be there. It's something different. It's like, it's not necessarily, like, hanging out with them. It's just somebody having to be there. And, and night is a completely different story even then. So maybe you'll meet somebody new anyway. So who knows? Ooh. Who knows how that goes?
Okay, that might be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Sure.
Could be.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but and I'm also very excited to meet the new character.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fun playbook.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm just crossing my fingers and my toes, possibly my eyes. We'll see.
Oh no.
It'll be great. No, I'm looking forward to this. It'll be fun to see Chris enacting a playbook, which is essentially going to be a test because yeah, never worked with this playbook before. It's new. It's a third party playbook, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, like, it's so many like cool little moments. It was fun to banter with you both, like, you know, as the mastermind, and to just also be the wards in different ways, and just kind of like, you know, see how you interact with them. We do a lot of talking in this thing. I mean, like, I want to try to make it more dangerous, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But again, this is why we just kind of like play test this stuff and then like see how it goes. But also too, I mean, like, there's kind of a story. There's kind of like a lot of backstory kind of stuff like that. And I like the fact that even though Mordecai power walked his way out of the feelings conversation with Lansing and Felix, he couldn't power walk his way out of the feelings conversation with Nora. You know,
that's different.
Right, that was different. So I mean, I get it.
Because having a feelings conversation with Lansing there, that is not going to happen.
Exactly.
No.
But having one with Felix, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, if it was just Felix,
yeah.
I don't think it would be a very cordial. It might be more adversarial, actually.
I don't know. Maybe if you guys talk over close.
We did like language lessons. We like actually talked about personal stuff then.
Maybe you need to have like
true.
vulnerable move over clothes or language.
Yes. Yes. That might happen. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So that kind of thing going on, and then like, you know, the whole like you know, seeing how Felix was, I guess, bringing out more of himself, and that vulnerable, like tiny vulnerable moment with Felix, with Mrs. Pemberton-Potts, when she was kind of like digging it in with the whole like opportunity kind of thing, and like, you know, saying that he was beautiful, you know, turning it back on him. Oh, I love that. Like, sorry, I mean, like, I just love like sticking that dig right back at you.
No,
like,
that was perfect, because the idea of him being more than a pretty face is
he was.
He clearly struggles with it. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, like, and she's gonna give it right back to him, because I mean, cause she's like, she knows for sure. And there's like some backstory there for her as well. So I mean, like, you know, she's an old bird. She knows the score. Maybe not as old as you, but I mean, like, you know, she knows some shit. So there you go. And then with Mordecai, it's like, you know, I just love seeing like the progression of like, you know, okay, dealing with this stuff. I'm trying, like, I'm keeping my game face on and stuff like that at Mrs. Pemberton-Potts. But then, like, you know, got to deal with this thing, and then like try to save this man just to get him out of the house. That's one. But also too, I mean, like, you know, like in the face of my student saying, it's like, look, you know, this is the kind of thing we have to kind of do for him. But also too, like, you know, she's worried about you, Mordecai. She's like, you're up against people that you obviously ran away from. That's rough shit. And she probably knows about it too, you know?
And she knows that Mordecai is afraid that he couldn't hide that at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's so present in his mind.
So present.
He's so freaked out about the thing.
Exactly. So she can see that as well. And then like she was trying to offer like some help. Like she was trying to offer some solutions, you know, as a person, like not just as your student, but I mean, as a person. So I mean, like, you know, I like seeing that kind of like, not necessarily character growth, but kind of like, you know, like Mordecai's thinking about it. He's not just, you know, Mordecaiing through it. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I mean? It's just like, he's not like trying to be stoic about it. He's like, I'm thinking about this. I have to think about this. So, I mean, like, you know, she's putting it to me now. What do I say? You know, I like that. So I really like seeing like the different little character moments for both of you. And it was just really fun to play off of that. So yeah, fun session today. I'm glad I broke my rule, because I really enjoy playing, and I'm sorry we missed a couple of weeks because of the holiday and all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having the full contingent, you know, at some point next month, obviously. But yeah, like, I'll play with whomever the hell is here. So, like, we'll just
only
keep
out
going.
1 week. I'm only out 1 week.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, but again, I mean, like, once we get once we get Chris in, then we should have the third player, so that helps. It's just I worry because knowing from from the very first season of my first Between campaign, when we only had 2 players, it got more dangerous. It got more pressured, and it's just bad to do it like on a continual basis. So I don't like to do it, but I will because shit got to get done. And also too, I mean, like, I don't want to have you guys not play for a while, So let's just keep playing.
And that's appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, like, you guys are great, and I want to make sure that you guys get as much playing time as possible. I get it. I mean, this is summertime. People are going to go away for vacations and shit. So, but let's get you guys in here and like let's get you playing. So it's fine, and I have fun doing it. So why not? It's all good.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So, like, whomever's here next week, like Mike, I mean, you're not here, but like, hopefully you don't have to work and you're doing something fun. And we'll see you the next time that you're around. And then, like, Sabine, it's like, we'll see you next time. And then you'll have fun, like, when you're away and such and so forth. So happy gaming. Yep. Happy gaming for you both.
Thanks for running, Matt.
You are very welcome.
I really love this game. Thank you.
Really love running it for you both, for you all. All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
See ya.
you. Bye.